Welcome back to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. I'm waiting still for somebody to call and explain to me why it makes sense that the President of the United States would go grovel and beg to a Saudi prince to try to get more oil produced by OPEC when he could just remove his executive orders and have the oil, manufactured right here. Maybe here's somebody that can explain it to me. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Hey, hello. I used to be an international lawyer.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why this is good.
Turn your radio down for me real quick. Turn your radio down for me real quick, please, so we don't have the echo in the background.
It's off.
Okay.
In Islamic law, there's something called the aman, which means beg for forgiveness.
Right.
And then, when the Muslims left the Arabic Peninsula after having slit-throat all of the Byzantine, Roman, Middle East, 50,000 churches and synagogues with their population, basically, the aman means forgive me. Forgive me for having defended myself. So this is what Biden is doing. This is the most humiliating process that any head of state can do, and it went on all through the Middle Ages. All of the Christian kings in Eastern Europe, in Spain, in Italy, in Northern Africa, every time they defended themselves, they had to go and ask forgiveness to the emirs and the caliphs if they wanted to do business with them. This is a very sinister piece of Islamic law. And as you know, the Muslims have us by where? By controlling the oil. In the old days, they would demand from Christians and Jews to have their weight in gold every year. It's called the Iza, or the tax to the infidel. Every year, Christians and Jews had to pay their own weight in gold, humiliating themselves in front of the emir or the caliph. Every year. So nowadays, the infidels, which is us, are paying them in oil. So this is good, because now for Biden and his friends, the U.S. has humiliated itself from all of its blah, 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 place your blank, blankety blank here, perverse, white, Christian, patriarchal, blah, blah, blah. So there you have it.
So I understand what you're saying, and I understand the iman part of this and the forgiveness and the asking forgiveness. I understand all of that historical-wise because I got a master's degree in that. I understand all that. But why
I listen to you every day.
But why does that make more sense than just repealing your executive orders and producing oil here? Why does it make sense? We're already getting oil from them, so why does it make sense to go humiliate yourself some more when you could just produce the oil here?
It makes more. I mean, again, I'm being a bit sarcastic, but it makes more sense in the sense that of this. When you read, and I speak like 5 or 9 languages, when you read the press in the rest of the world, in Europe, Asia, and South America, everything that's going on right now, it's being paid for. This is French, German, British, Italian, Argentinian, Brazilian intelligence have been publishing that this is being paid for by the Shiites from Iran, the Wahhabis from Saudi Arabia, and the Chinese DCC. They want to destroy the U.S. and mince it like they minced the Soviet Union, the Holy Roman Empire, the Spain of the Indies, India, etc., etc. They want to destroy the Christian West and impose their own dictatorship of the imams and the Sharia and the Chinese Communist Party, which is why, as you say every day, you mention every day, who's buying the oil of the Iranians, the Chinese.
Right.
So we go back to this. What the lady that called you before. Why are we limiting our own carbon emission? It's like, okay, let's say Tom, Mick, Dick, and Harry are in the same car with Mom. All of them smoke. And Mom says, Tom, you smoke too much. Mom, I don't smoke too much. I smoke the same as my 4 brothers. No. you smoke too much. So I will take your packet of 20 fags, 20 cigarettes, and I will distribute your 20 cigarettes between your 3 brothers because you smoke too much. Oh, Mom, we're in a car. It's a cabin. It's the same smoke. No. You smoke too much, and you're not going to smoke. So, but it's the same smoke. No. You smoke too much. See what I mean?
I see the analogy perfect there.
So it makes sense because the Islamic states, the Wahhabi, the Iranians, and the Chinese, they want to destroy the U.S. and the Christian West by destroying their economy. And they're using, and the far left is using the dismantling of the fuel and the power industry, industrial power of the West, by the fallacy of carbon emission distribution.
So they're in cahoots with the Chinese and
They are in cahoots. The biggest contributor to the DNC are 2 companies from LA and New York that are directly financed by the Chinese PCC. If you're a Chinese citizen, every year you have to report to your intelligence officer and spill the beans. Everything you did within last year. Everything. If you're a Chinese company, you have to have from 1 to 3 members of the PCC in your board of directors, which means everything you do, if you're a private Chinese citizen or if you're a corporate Chinese citizen, everything you do is hurtful by Chinese intelligence. So they know my grandmother's social security number.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Right now they control the manufacture of every single intelligent device, AI, etc., Phones, intelligent vacuum cleaners, whatever.
They have all the precious metals that develop those. I'm up against the break, but thank you so much for the phone call and thank you for listening.
All right, my pleasure.
That's a unique take there. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Today's a day that one family in America doesn't want you to remember what it is today. I'll tell you what that is after the break. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Senator Bernie Sanders